Hi. This is an analysis of book number 2 about how 3 simple guys created a new business model. I think you, like me, have probably heard of Airbnb somewhere. And yes, when you realize that this company is valued at $30 billion, it's hard enough to tell yourself, well, no, I'll read this book later. But the same thing happened to me. As soon as I found out that it was out, I immediately took it up, and I can say that it was absolutely no accident, because objectively this book can definitely be put at the forefront under the title Action. The fact is that some books can be read and said, well, that's fine, while others can be read and said, wow, how could this be? And it is this book about Airbnb that belongs to the second option, because it caused a rather contradictory and non-standard reaction. When I read this book, I thought, what? Is it serious now? Isn't it fantastic? I'm not a fan of fiction at all. In my opinion, my experience shows that I've run out of Harry Potter literature. And now when I read business literature, I wonder how it can be in real time. And here are a couple of facts that will probably surprise you just as much. First of all, the 3 founders mentioned in the book's table of contents had never had serious business experience before. Of course, there is a Byzantine chapter, which tells how the 3 founders were engaged in selling cereal. For example, when the Obama campaign was on, they just decided to make cereal. Everything. That's where their entrepreneurial experience ends. And when the idea came to my mind that in order to build a company worth $30 billion, you need to at least have some serious foundation, serious experience. Usually, some people who have become billionaires have previously worked in serious companies. The same can be said about Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon. Before that, he worked for a large company. I won't say exactly which one, so as not to make a mistake, but he just went down the path where he first needed to gain experience. Well, the 3 guys from Airbnb did everything their own way, and they did it very well. They had no business experience. The second bugbear that was sitting in my head and saying, well, you can't do this, is the founder. We can single out one of them. His name is Sesky. He's not a programmer. Seriously, how can you create an IT startup without having programming skills? Well, I just don't have it at all. That is, if Steve Jobs somehow understood both business and graphic design, then Chesky was an ordinary industrial designer. Well, these are industrial designers, those who make vacuum cleaners, doors, and so on, but definitely not related to the IT industry. The second creator was also an ordinary designer. Well, the third, yes, was an IT specialist, and an IT specialist who was brought in on a completely strange basis. The first 2 founders accidentally put him in their room because he had nowhere to live. And it's a unique thought that some things don't happen by accident. In other words, the second cockroach that usually lives in the minds of many startups is that you cannot create a serious startup without having knowledge in the field of information technology, or, as this experience shows, without having entrepreneurial experience. So, yes, it's possible. The third bugbear that I had in my head is not a unique business model. Up to this point, probably a year or a year and a half ago, I was fanatically looking for a completely unusual business model. That is, a business model that did not exist in the market at all. I wanted to create a bike. To be honest, I wanted to create something completely unusual. And as soon as I thought I'd come up with something new, I went online, and it took me 20 minutes, or about 2 days, to realize that this model wasn't perfect or new. And then, of course, I got upset. The history of Airbnb teaches that this is absolutely not a new business idea as such, because Airbnb is in fact an opportunity to rent out housing to ordinary people. Well, I do not know, for example, I live in an ordinary city, I can actually formally rent my apartment to anyone, and it seemed, of course, everything is obvious and understandable. How can a company achieve capitalization? By investing $30 billion in housing. But as practice shows, it is possible. The most important thing I've been through, besides killing my bugbears, is that, damn it, I have to act. Stop making excuses, seriously. There will be quite a lot of arguments in favor of the fact that it's not worth doing anything. There's not enough experience. There's not enough knowledge. The age is wrong. It's all nonsense. And I think it's time for you to get on the other side of headphones or speakers from where you're listening to this audio recording. It's time to end your bugbears, to say goodbye to them. The main success of Airbnb is that it's a damn convenient service. Well, what does convenient mean? It's a very convenient service for renting, or, for example, renting out housing, rent to rent. Well, you understand me. It's very convenient. Even after that, I couldn't resist downloading the app, looking at how it all worked, and was surprised because it was really convenient. There is a personalization format, which, by the way, is cool. If you draw a parallel between any other similar company, which is a bulletin board, and Airbnb, you will see a huge difference. The bulletin board is faceless. One person puts out unnecessary junk, and another person buys this unnecessary junk. It's never clear who's on the other side of the fence. Unclear. Of course, there is a name, but nothing else. And the Airbnb format allows you to see and understand this person. That is, so to speak, every person who rents out their daily home or there for a long period of time has their own profile, photos, a description of this person, and an understanding of what he is like, as well as a large number of reviews if he has been using Airbnb for a long time. Thus, personalization, convenience, and the ability to book any accommodation in 3 clicks are amazing. So stop, like me, limiting your mind and coming up with more and more excuses to do nothing, and finally take a look at your startup from a different angle. You don't have to be unique. You don't have to be convinced that you're stupid. No, there is no. There are many people more stupid than you. There are many people who don't have the same skills as you, and it's time to take advantage of it. So, see you in the next analysis. Bye-bye.